Okay, we're going to hear from two of our projects now that are on our quality standards. So the first one is Mark from Tayside Council and Alcohol. Mark was one of our guinea pigs when we did the pilot, so he was one of the very first projects to use the system. And they had previously had the approved provider standard, so they had some experience of doing it before. So you're interested to hear how he got on. This is Mark.
I'm just going to pretend this is a whiskey. Okay, right, so yeah, I'm Mark Harris, I work for Tayside Council on Alcohol, and I am the mentoring coordinator. We cover the whole of Tayside, so it takes in Perth, Dundee, and all of the Angles area. We've been delivering mentoring services for about 10 years, but we started off just with the one service for young people. But now, as I said earlier, I've got a wee bit of an empire up in Tayside, and we now have 7 mentoring services. We deliver services for women offenders, male offenders. We have a voluntary mentoring service for persistent offenders, and we work with young people from the age of 8-year-olds upwards. And we've held the Quality Award since, I think, 2009. I think it's probably due for review soon. So I'm going to give you a bit of sort of our experience of working through the Quality Award, what benefits we've got from having the award, and what we hope to do with the Quality Award in the future. So this is our experience of working through the Quality Award. At the beginning, yeah, it did seem like it was a lot of work, but you know what, it was new, and it was thorough, and that's why it seemed like a lot of work. And the key there was it was very thorough. The process that we worked through was quite logical, so that made things a bit easier. It was simple, it was straightforward, it was electronic. You were able to describe your service, and then you were able to attach information to back up your description. So for me, it was simple and straightforward, and that was a real benefit. It allowed TCA the opportunity to review, and it was a great thing to do, where I felt that I knew the ins and outs of mentoring services, but working through the Quality Award really sort of brought that home and made you sort of look at all your policies, look at all the documents that you use, actually streamlined. Maybe you had stuff in your paperwork that you didn't really use, so we were able to kind of whittle down and streamline our service. It also allowed us to write down procedures, working through the process of the Quality Award. A lot of the time we've got workers who are doing bits of work where they've done it before, it's worked in the past, it's not actually written down anywhere. We call that like practice wisdom. And we have 3 areas, and all of these 3 workers were maybe doing different things, but there was nothing written down. So working through this process, we were able to kind of bring all that together and share that across the agency and write it down, which was great for us. And the framework, I thought, like I said, the framework was really straightforward. I liked the idea where it broke it down into sections, and like some of my other colleagues here, that we were able to kind of dish some work out. So for example, the finance side, I was able to bring in finance and HR. So it wasn't just left down to myself, it was sort of the volunteering side, bringing in the volunteer coordinator. So the framework was great for kind of handing that kind of stuff out. The benefits TC has gained through the process, well, yeah, working through the process, our procedures have become more robust. It was like doing a health check on our service. It was looking at everything, looking at what we needed to keep in place, what we maybe needed to get rid of. Because I was using sort of different workers, finance, volunteers, our mentors, we were kind of sharing that practice wisdom across the service, and we were recording some good bits of practice. And yeah, if the worker was ever off, moved post or was run down by a bus, it was all there. All the procedures, systems, processes were all kept on this electronic portfolio, so you could access that at any time. as I mentioned, it provided a good opportunity to question our practice wisdom and share that and look how we can improve across the agency. It benefited other aspects of our service as now we've begun to move towards writing up a handbook. So the stuff that we've got on the electronic quality award, we're pulling out stuff to make a handbook so we can share that with existing staff, new staff, our volunteers and students who come on placement. And that handbook will be part of an induction pack for anybody who's interested in mentoring. Working through the Quality Award gave us a systematic and robust procedures, and it's gathered all in one place, which is great because I think there's policies and things everywhere, so it was a great way to kind of bring everything together. And another benefit is after working through that process, I felt quite happy in myself that there was no huge gaps in our service. In fact, we've probably plugged gaps by gathering that wisdom, that practice wisdom, and actually writing it down. So that's a kind of idea of some of the benefits that TCA have got from working through the Quality Award. Pulling the Quality Award together, yeah, it was time consuming, but we actually made it time consuming because I pulled in different people for different sections, and we pulled in young people to play their part in the Quality Award as well. There's a bit about publicity and promotion, so we pulled in a group of young people to look at developing promotion information for the young people service, and that took 6 weeks. So yeah, I could probably sit down and do something in half an hour, but we chose to make working through the Quality Award time consuming by bringing in other people and other expertise. Staff at Scottish Mentor Network were always at hand with helpful advice and suggestions. That's great to have that at the end of the phone, or you paid visits to us as well, and that was invaluable. That helped, and also we were able to fit our mentoring services, because we've got 7 mentoring services, and we were able to fit it into the Quality Award because it was that flexible. We didn't have to shoehorn or have any difficulties. It was so flexible that we could fit in all our 7 services, and I think that's a real benefit. How TCA will be used in the future? Well, we definitely hope to hold on to the Quality Award, and I think it is next year that we're up for review, so we've got that in mind. The Quality Award will also continue to form the basis of our practice in mentoring, and as I said earlier, it's our intention to write a practice handbook for staff, and we'll use the Quality Award as the basis for that. And when we're updating the Quality Award, then that'll feed into the handbook. If you've got a hard copy of the handbook and things are going out of date, we'll update that, and then that'll feed back into the Quality Award. So we're constantly updating and reviewing, so it doesn't become a big job at the end of 3 years. Evidences the quality of service TCA provides to those who contract our services and to bodies who consider us for funding. Just recently the government's reduced reoffending change fund, they've given us funding now up until 2017 for our mentoring services, and I'm sure that the Quality Award has played a big part in that. And finally, the Quality Award, it gave TCA a kite mark, evidence the high standard of practice, and it's been useful in terms of contracts in the local authority areas. So we've had contracts in the 3 local authority areas that we work in. It's recognised by the staff, the commitment, and the agency delivering a high standard of service, and that last one ultimately, it's just overall it's been an absolute a great exercise working through the process of the Quality Award. Been really worthwhile for the agency, and that's me.